and welcome to the first look right here on Real TV. I am your host, Brandon Best, and it is a beautiful Friday morning here in Trinidad and Tobago, December the 19th. I want to say good morning to all our friends right here locally, regionally, and internationally across the world. We want to say good morning to you. Guys, Christmas is in the air. We are just literally 6 days away from Christmas. I don't know about you, but you should be excited right about now. Getting up very, very early to prepare your house. Just yesterday, I saw, I would say, quite a young gentleman out in the Belmont area there, and you saw him pretty outside just painting the house. And you know that some of the women in the Caribbean, they tend to ensure that there's almost no sleep during these next 6 days. So for my brothers and my friends, my fathers and my uncles, I want to wish you strength this morning. I think that you're going to need it in the next 6 days. If your Christmas has started light, I heard some people talk about back pay and, some persons are pretty excited, but in the event that you thought you were going to have the most freest next 6 days, coming up, I want to let you know that prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. The thunder is coming. The moving of the chairs, the painting of the house, the scrubbing of the window, it is all on the horizon. And trust and believe, when it's done, you're going to enjoy it yourself. So if you already haven't started with your elbow grease, I assume it's going to be starting within this weekend. Let me just encourage you before we even jump into anything. Listen, every room that you walk into is going to be filled with different types of audiences. And sometimes, just sometimes, God is ready to change your audience. Not necessarily so that you could just speak to new people, but because you need to be in environments and spaces where you can be celebrated and that people can be blessed by what you have to share. There's some rooms that you may be in where all that is around you is a negative conversation. Not everybody in your circle may want you to win or want you to thrive. But there is an environment that when you get involved in front of them, you will be as successful as you can be. Sometimes the environment, even at your home, may become daunting. But guess what? There's always a tribe for everybody. So never feel as though you're alone. Never feel as though you're misunderstood. Never feel as though no one here is willing to celebrate me. Sometimes it may require a shift. Sometimes it may require a Joseph moment where you might need to come out from among the brothers. You might end up in the prison, but end up in the palace. And guess what? That's where you become appreciated. Your next season of appreciation is coming in 2026, and I want you to ensure that the environment that you build for yourself is full of people who's going to see your value and is going to appreciate you. I hope that encourages you this morning, because guess what? I appreciate you, and we appreciate you right here on Real TV on the first look. So I want to just give you some light this morning, always, as we come and get ready to jump into what is happening around the world, in our country. Let's take a moment and just look at what's happening in the front page of the Newsday. So we see here we have prices stable, but shoppers are watching their spending. Consumers tighten their belt. We also see 20,000 bond for TikTok user who threatened the Prime Minister. We're going to get into that story. We also have a young person, Yaria Joseph 5, explains and exclaims as she sees what 8-year-old Liam Mayhew got as a gift on Thursday at the Interagency Task Force Christmas on the Hill extravaganza at the Desperately Crescent Youth Development Center in Laventille. Yeah, so a bit of light news. Is actually pretty good to see that, when you wake up, usually you may have either very heavy geopolitical or maybe an incident on crime. But today, we are happy to see that we actually have nothing that is too heavy on the front page. So we're happy to talk about that. But I'm going to touch on the consumers that are tightening their belt right now. We did speak about that earlier in the week. And I think it's important for us to figure out what's going to happen. Is this Christmas going to turn out well for businesses? Are we just afraid to shop? Are people anticipating a more difficult 2026? It tells a story, and we want to look at it as well. Let's go to the back page of the Newsday. It says, Bain claims 3 RBC junior tennis titles. Also, Tom Latham celebrates scoring his 15th Test century during the 3rd Test match against the West Indies on December 18th at Bay Oval in New Zealand. Openers record stand puts NZ New Zealand in control on day 1. West Indies silence. And I know for all of you cricket fans out there, this may have been a pretty daunting one. I had the opportunity to speak with I seem to be a very avid cricket fan this morning, and you could tell that they felt this first Test match. They felt they won a bit, and I know that we're hoping for greater things coming out from the West Indies as they continue with the next couple of days. But we do see and hope that we can see a turnaround as we progress. Let's jump into this story. Let's figure out what's happening in our country right here on page 3. It says, although prices have generally held stable with a paltry 1.1% rise in inflation noted in November, many consumers are keeping an eagle's eye on their spending, as they have noted the high price of items at groceries and supermarkets during the Yuletide season. Many say they are finding it more challenging than ever to cover the cost of basic food items, let alone shop for the usual Christmas goodies of ham and grog and gifts. Things ain't looking good. That's what one of the men on the street would have said. Good for the poor man. Port of Spain shopper Glenda told the Newsday on December 18th. Prices have gone up drastically. Everything, and I mean everything, is at least $3 or $5 more, saying already has to fight just to afford the basics like bread and milk and baby formula. Glenda said her family have no means for Christmas shopping or celebrations. I really want to ask this question. Now, early on in the week, I did speak with you guys, and I told you all that the San Fernando businessmen, especially those on High Street, had announced that, listen, we're doing everything in our power to drop our prices so that you, the public, can get the best deals, because it has already been a very difficult season and difficult Christmas. We spoke with Avalon Hector Joseph earlier on this week, and she gave us a little bit of insight on the geopolitical issues and the socio-economic issues that we're facing, that the dynamics of this season being with tensions on the water, rise in alcohol, a lot of different aspects have been impacting people and their spending. So we know that there are things happening, but this article points to a different issue, that whereas some businessmen are doing their best to drop prices, we have the grocery stores apparently, at least based on some of the feedback from the public. And, we would definitely want to speak with the association just to hear a little more from them. But what she's saying here is that the prices are too high. And on some of the basic things that you need for Christmas. I mean, almost everywhere you go, you're going to need ham, you're going to need your turkey, you're going to get your chicken, you're going to get your sorrel, you're going to get everything that you need, your rice, for this Christmas season. So I think there needs to be more of a conversation. Just yesterday, we know one of the mega stores, grocery outlets would have held the hamper drive, seeing hundreds of people show up. Is that a sign that our country is in real need, in real crisis, that people are really under pressure? And are the prices of these items really going up? I know that alcohol would impact the industry as we did express. We know that. It will have a ripple effect. But on some of the other items, I think that as a country and as a community, I think more needs to be done when it comes to ensuring that we can better serve the public. This is Christmas season. It's already a tough time. So if you are an owner of a grocery store, and you in particular know that your pricing could be reduced just a little. We have 6 days to go. I'm making an appeal on behalf of the public. I'm making an appeal on behalf of the single mothers. I'm making an appeal on behalf of Glenda. She has children. She still has to consider milk, baby formula. She still has to consider that these children have to be fed basic food. But they want to be able to at least have a good Christmas. If there is any way possible, if it is in your power at all, let's have a heart. Let's have a heart. We do know and we understand. We know that this has been a more difficult Christmas than most. And we can tell. But I think if some businesses would follow the pattern of some of those San Fernando and South businessmen, as they have done, putting out their best deals, I believe that we would be able to see an uptick in our consumer spending because they would be able to now manage and budget themselves. Yes, your business has to thrive. Yes, you have workers to pay. And we know, because as a businessman, we understand you have families that depend on you as well. But there's time for compromise. There's a season for everything. And I think this is a season where we need to truly compromise. It says here for some price comparisons, just so we could look at a little bit at it. It says surveying 41 supermarkets nationwide between December 11th and December 10th. The Consumer Affairs Division conducted price assessments of over 50 items between several popular supermarket outlets, including Massey Stores, which is geared towards a more high-end customer base, a 454-gram butterball bone-in turkey at Massey Stores in Alice Glen, Diggle Martin, costs around $289.99, while at Westby's supermarket, the same item costs $249.95. At True Value, Long Circular St. James, it costs $217.95. The Consumer Affairs Division reported shows the prices for the boneless variety also fluctuated. Both Massey and Westby's in Diggle Martin sell this item at around $175, but customers in St. James could save at John's Supermarket and True Value, which price the item at around $150 and $128 respectively. So here you have it, guys. We have seen right now that there's a lot of price disparity, and we are appealing to those bigger stores, if you have the ability to reduce your prices and to be able to give the average person the opportunity to at least be able to shop for this Christmas. We see some stores doing it, some groceries, some big entities doing it, and we want to see if we can follow suit. Let's come on board in the next 6 days, and let's do our best to help our country on this journey. Guys, we're going to take a short break and come right back. This is the first look right here on Real TV. I'm your host, Brandon Best. I'm going to see you guys. A lot to talk about when we come back in a short while. I'll see you guys soon.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stanker, Transformational Life Coach. Join me on Elevate with Coach Steve as we transform your mindset, build mental and emotional resilience, and help you rise into your best self. every Tuesday from 9 a.m. right here on Real TV. Let's elevate together.
Hi, I'm Joanne Ogaro, and welcome to Smart Talk. SMART is the acronym for the Single Mothers Association of Trinidad and Tobago.
And I am Melissa Brown. Smart Talk exists to give single mothers and families real conversation, real data, real advocacy.
And I am Shermaine Wickham Howe, President and Founder of the Single Mothers Association, highlighting all issues affecting single mothers, facts, situation, solution, empowerment. So tune in at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. every Wednesday on Real TV with Smart Talk.
25 minutes after the hour of 6 o'clock right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning again to you around the region and around the world. You are on the first look right here on Real TV. My name is Brandon Best. I am your host. Guys, I am hoping that you're having a wonderful morning thus far, that you're out in the road, you already sorted yourself, and you already got the children. Well, most of them getting ready to go to their camps already. I know there's one young man I want to make mention of, Darren Blackman, out in that football camp. He has been doing some exceptional work, a young under-17 footballer in this country. One that I think we need to watch, One that we need to watch. I've seen him with his drills and his skills. I think that this is a prodigy that we have on our hands. So all of those football camps, everyone that is taking care of our children, ensuring that they take it through this Christmas very well and ensure that they develop skills. We want to say thank you. All of our doubles vendors, our baristas out there, making sure that we have a breakfast, all of our businesses and shops. We want to say thank you for your service. The taxi drivers out on the road, you guys have been grinding since about 3 a.m. this morning. And I want to say, we recognize you. I sat in the back of a taxi a couple of days ago, and I heard the man, speaking to an officer, and he's saying, this is how I feed my family. And he said it with so much passion in his voice. And you can tell that, a lot of taxi drivers are out there doing their best to make an earnest dollar, and in their mind, it's for their family. They're working so hard to ensure that they can put food on the table for them. So I want to encourage you guys who are out there working hard, doing the right thing. Continue, press on, as you make a way for your children and make a way for your family. Well, they say that talk is cheap. At least that's what the saying says. But we live in a time now where talk isn't that cheap. You just can't get on the internet and say whatever you want. And that is the case here as we look at the TikToker who was detained and arrested and was then put on a $20,000 bond for threats against the Prime Minister. And this is something that we need to take seriously. We work in the media space and we have conversation every single day. And we may have quite a lot of things to say and share, but it's almost absolutely important that you just can't say whatever you want about whoever, because you can find yourself in challenge. Let me give you guys a little bit of what is saying here. An Aruca woman who appeared in a TikTok video calling on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro to unalive Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bissessar, SC, senior counsel, and who pleaded guilty before a Chaguanas magistrate, was put on a $20,000 bond. to keep peace and be of good behavior for 3 years. So it's a $20,000 bond. She has to keep the peace and be on good behavior. Now, someone would say, well, her behavior wasn't bad. She didn't pick up a gun, she didn't pick up a stone. All she did was use her words. And sometimes we believe that just by using our words alone, we can't damage people. We believe that by using our words alone, we can't cause impact and create havoc within our society. This is actually an important step. Now, there are a couple of conversations that will come out of this. One, the question of how much is free speech really free speech? Am I entitled to share an opinion? Am I entitled to share an opinion about something I agree or disagree with on a public platform? That is an important question, because sometimes these type of incidents can raise or put fear in the hearts of people to just simply speak out. Nothing is wrong, I believe, with giving opinion, but it is a question to ask. But the next question is, when I do utilize my free speech, is it a license for me to harm, to threaten, to verbally harass, to slander individuals in the public space? Am I as much of a threat to the public as I am a commentator to our society? You have to be very careful, because it's a thin line, a very, very thin line between what could be deemed as beneficial for society and what could be deemed as a threat. If I were you, I would take note of this case and incident, and I would say, take heart. Share your opinions, but find the best reasonable way to express it, so that no one feels as though your agenda is to slander, to bring harassment, or even to threaten the lives of people. Now, I totally agree that something has to be done with how we, especially inciting that type of violence. We are literally in the middle of an international crisis on our waters. It's very unstable on this time, and I think one of the reasons that it was so serious was because of the fact that we have this situation happening on our waters. So we're going to give you guys some more when we come back. We're going to take a short break and come right back. This is the first look right here on Real TV. If you want to chime in at any point in time, give us a call, 744-7325. We would love to chat with you. I do have a guest coming on at the top of the hour as we get back into that entertainment and musical conversation about AI. We're looking forward to have this discussion on this Friday. It is the 19th of December, 2025, 6 days before Christmas. Somebody say Parang boy. It's going to be a beautiful one as we head in. I'm going to see you guys when we come back.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance. Is thermally and acoustically insulated. Provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
Ready to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 292-6470 or WhatsApp us at 384-7142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
I am Avinash Singh, former Minister in the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. I will be hosting the next Harvest, a forward-looking agricultural TV series exploring innovation, resilience, and opportunity across the Caribbean farming landscape. Join me right here on Real TV every Wednesday at 9 a.m. with repeats. See you soon.
Hi guys, it's 8:50 p.m. and now I'm going to pick up my daughter. She went to her school this morning 7 a.m. and it's totally 14 hours. Wow, 14 hours stay in school. All the lights in the teaching building are on and there are vendors selling food at the school gate. Many parents are waiting at the gate. 10 minutes has passed. Their class still hasn't come out. There are 27 classes in the 7th grade. Finally, the children came out. When we arrived home, it was 9:30 p.m. What? And as soon as we arrived, Cindy had to continue doing her homework.
Just about 25 minutes to the upswing of 7 a.m. here in Trinidad and Tobago. I want to say again, good morning to you, all the parents out there, friends, family, well-wishers. I want to say good morning, season's greetings, 6 days a week to Christmas. I hope you're having a wonderful time. If you're on the road right now, you're probably experiencing a bit of traffic starting to get built up on the east-west and also the southbound lane heading to Port of Spain. So we want you guys to take your time. Make sure that you're vigilant on the road. I don't want you guys to get into any challenges on your way to work. You know, and for our breakfast people, you know, I really want to see, what you're having for breakfast each day. You give us some ideas as to the type of combination of foods that you are having, you know. And some persons are avid doubles eaters, some are, fruits only, some are probably maybe a saltfish and buljoy, and, whatever you do, if you're in our vicinity and you want to be able to always drop something for the crew, some nice, real nice people inside studio here, we welcome you guys, bring something for the team. Hey guys, let me tell you something, that video there, a bit of international story, and what's the interesting thing about it is, in the Caribbean in particular, our school starts about 8:30 a.m. and then finishes around 3:30. This parent, he's saying, listen, I dropped my child in one of those Asian regions. He dropped his child to school from 8 a.m. and it was 8:20 p.m. and he still had to wait an additional 15 minutes. And he saw all the parents outside. That's almost 12 hours in school. Sometimes we don't really appreciate how nice we have it in some countries, because that is a lot for a child. Could you imagine your children going to school for 12 hours and they're so stuck behind it? I mean, we have seen the excellence. We must pay attention to the fact that coming out of some of these Asian region countries, that we have already seen a certain level of excellence with their children, their intellect, their IQ. But what about their social life? What about their ability to reason with the world? They're brilliant, but are only isolated to their community. So there is a lot more that needs to happen. And I do pray for every child that is in that environment. I mean, everybody wants their children to succeed. But what about you? If you had the opportunity to move to one of these countries today, would you allow your child to go to school for 12 hours a day? Actually 12 and more. And a very disciplined and regiment region. They actually finish in school probably later than you finish in work. And they, as far as you're concerned, they have a full-time job and they should be collecting a salary themselves. By the time you come back home, you should say, hey, we have the light bill to pay? Because the way that you're going in school right now, you should be able to contribute, help us a little bit here with this bill. It is really, really sad, but it's something that we can look at. Every culture is different. We can't knock it. This is what it is across there, and they have proven their results. But do you think that you would encourage your child to do that? We're going to be chatting with the man KMC at the top of the hour. I know we have a clip I want to play, and then we're going to talk a little bit about it. We have this conversation about AI and, AI music and real soca artists, humans creating the music, and that conversation between, is it impacting the industry? This is Christmas season, but we're moving into the carnival season. So this is actually a burning topic because we want to know, what are the radio stations going to do? Could an AI song win the road match? Literally, could NCW song, could it win the road match? He may not be able to perform it on the road, but he can get frequency. I mean, we had a good conversation with him yesterday, and he shared a good bit of light as to the use and the understanding of the tool and what his intentions are. But these are all questions that we need to ask, and let's talk with the artists. Let's find out how they feel about it. Let's see if we can go to that clip.
Just jump to the rhythm and I jump to the rhythm and I jump to the rhythm. The beat and the girl them come on the heat and jump up the beat and rock to me so hard. We move and I groove and I move and I groove and I move and I groove and I get another groove and I win. Man never lose. Got me that the people them choose. Shout to my hole for the mic and all night bring one style, bring two style, wicked and wild. I'm a cat for the rhythm intelligently, so the key out of me. Look how me roll up it down like African drum to me that easy. No, everybody welcome to exhale with me. Boy, let it out, let it out. The music, don't keep it inside.
Music coming out from the man Ken Marlon Charles, known as KMC. So you see, artists out there doing their thing. We're going to be chatting with him at the top of the hour because we really want to find out from him as an artist, as a creative right now in the musical space. And he has been doing this for a very long time. He has his album that was released since 2005 called Soul on Fire. So KMC has spent a lot of time within the industry. So we're going to chat with him. We're going to find out about his take, his transition, and his journey in this whole musical space, and really find out how he feels about the impacts of AI on the music as we go into Carnival, as we go into this heavy soca season. And we're going to be chatting with a lot more artists as the time progresses, because we really want to find out, what is going to be their decisions, how they're going to navigate it, or do they welcome it? Are they against it? How do they feel? And really get their feedback. I want to touch on something quickly. There's two particular incidents that I want to touch on. The first article says, bandits steal fries and saltfish from van. Just the other day, we were talking about another thing where they robbed the elderly couple and they took the couple's jar of coins away. Everything. But the one thing I was very upset about is that they physically attacked the 89-year-old man. But they take the jar of coins as well. Now we see a situation here where they rob the van and they take the fries and they also take the saltfish. Let's read a little bit. It says, in a daring midday robbery, thieves made off with thousands of dollars of goods, including saltfish from Wesco Foods. A report says the incident resulted in more than 2,000 in cases of foodstuff being stolen from one of the company's vehicles at Eastgate Mall. Around 3 p.m. on December 16th, an employee parked a company van in the car park and went into the mall. When he returned, 15 minutes later, he discovered the goods had been stolen. The stolen items included a case of boneless saltfish worth $305, one case of Premier crinkle cut fries valued at $175, one case of lamb worth $870, a case of cow heel valued at $508, and a case of American mixed vegetables valued at $260. The driver gave no permission to remove the items and report the theft to the Arouca police station. So the question is, what is happening in our country? I need to let you guys know, maybe I need to give you guys some information here, because I don't know if this was a theft of desperation for food, if this was just because people are hungry, but is our country in that bad of a state that, we need to go rob the food trucks of the fries and the saltfish? Is it that, these persons are in need? Was it a case of that? Or is it some businesses are trying to cipher? We don't know. But something is wrong. Something is very wrong. And I say this because, let me also jump in. We have a lot more activities happening, especially we've seen some increase in robberies and theft. Just yesterday, having a conversation with Ken Ali, veteran journalist, former CEO as well of TTT. We've seen him do quite a lot of his studies and statistics, and he gave us the crime reduction statistics of what happened in the past 8 months. And we saw major crimes reduced by 45%, and we saw the crime detection rate increase by 33%. A lot of statistics that he gave to us yesterday. But that's major crimes. What is happening now with what we would consider to be petty crimes, the theft and robberies, because right now it seems to be that there's an increase in robberies. And is the type of stuff that are happening. In one incident, they robbed the elderly couple, take their jar coins. Now they rob the Westco truck, and they take saltfish and fries. You know, if you write a letter, honestly, I'm just letting you guys know in the public, if you do write a letter to some of these companies, a lot of them have a distribution hub where they do give charitable items. If you are in need, there's actually a way, without having to steal, you actually could just write a letter to Wisco or some of those other organizations, and you might be able to get some items donated. So, you know, let me just put that out there, because maybe, just maybe, we're going to give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you just did not know that if you are in need and let's say you want to reach out to a bigger company, send them a letter, give them a call, and ask if they have any distributions for hampers. And you never know, you just may be able to get 1 or 2 items to assist you if your situation is critical. But this is almost ridiculous. It says here, bandits storm Church's Chicken, steal $16,000. 4 armed bandits stormed the Digomating branch of fast food outlet Church's Chicken, beating a young employee and escaping with thousands of dollars in cash and cell phones. The 21-year-old victim said that around 12:40 a.m. on December 18th, he was emptying garbage through the rear door of the restaurant when a silver station wagon pulled up. 4 men got out, forced him back inside the kitchen area and robbed the establishment. The men stole the day's sales, amounting to about $16,000, before robbing staff members of their cell phones. During the ordeal, one suspect kicked the 21-year-old man in his head before stealing his black Samsung S22 cell phone valued at $1,500. This is a really, really sad situation in our country, because we really have seen an uptick. And I think we need to have more conversation as to what is happening with what is considered more petty crimes, more thefts and robberies, because here we are seeing a lot of invasions, break-ins. Companies don't know how to feel safe. The average man in the street, we saw earlier in the week that right in Paradise West, in Tagarigua, the community is under surveillance. What is happening in our country? What is happening in the land? Is it that the times are so hard that our people are very, very desperate? And if that is the case, what do we do as the public? How are we supposed to feel? Do we go back outside? Do we have stricter measures? What can we do to ensure that we could just walk outside? So if someone went and they purchased a nice watch for their wife and their spouse to wear, say, well, I want you to look good when you're going outside. I can't look good again. I can't put on something nice just to wear. You know, it is very sad, because looks can be deceiving. You can see someone in a suit and tie, and they might just have only $1 more in their bank account. But you know, they just choose at that moment to look good. They say, here's what, I'm not going to look the way that I feel. And as such, they decided, here's what, I'm going to just put on my Sunday best, my Friday best. And because they look good, they now become a victim. I feel as though that is something that we need to deal with. More needs to be done, and I hope that we can chat with our national security members and officials and leaders to be able to help us understand what can be done to help us with this situation. We're going to take a short break and come right back. My name is Brandon Best. You are watching The First Look right here on Real TV. Lots more when we return.
When security matters most, choose Catch Security Services Limited. We are proudly approved by the Ministry of Homeland Security. We protect your home, business, community, and much more. Our services include professional baton and armed officers, specialized K-9 units, mobile patrols, secure cash pickups, secure transport, and pepper spray applications and supply coming soon. Don't wait. Secure your assets now. Contact Catch Security today. Call 622-6601, email info@cssl-tt.com, or visit our office at 30-32 Saddle Road, Maraval.
Hi, I'm Naka, introducing to you Bridging the Gap, where we touch on the news, discuss social issues and current affairs with a twist. Every Monday to Friday in real time, right here on Real TV.
I'm Smith. Have you ever wondered what a man is thinking? Have you ever wondered why a man does what he does? Well, join us on our new show called A Man's Perspective, right here on Real TV on Mondays 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., where we discuss just that. The points, the clues to get into a man's mind, right here on Real TV, bringing reality to you.
Just about 9 minutes to the upswing of 7 o'clock right here in Trinidad and Tobago. I hope you all are having a wonderful morning. Welcome back to the first look right here on Real TV. Weekdays from 6 to 8:30 a.m. Join us. It's always a wonderful time to be your morning show host, to take you all through your morning, give you the information that you need, have good conversations as you go through. You know, I think that in this season, probably today, later on today, you're going to have like Christmas parties, Christmas events. I assume a lot of persons will be in that festive spirit. So attend your work events, please, people. You know, they spend money to ensure that they can at least treat you nice. And I understand. You know, some persons may be saying, you know, well, no longer I'm not feeling too good, comfortable with my supervisor. You know, the little riffs and the little things that happen inside the workplace, all the little internal arguments, all the little strife, you know. Today, let me just put it down. Today we're not in the work environment, and you have your work functions and your little luncheons and your Christmas dinners. Go enjoy them. You know, eat, be merry, and be thankful that you have a job and you're in a work environment with people who are also doing their best as well. No, nobody's perfect, you know. Nobody's perfect. Your manager, the supervisor, nobody's perfect. So, yeah, so I would say go attend it, you know, carry the spouse if you can. You'll make it a date. Do something. Get outside a little bit and shake a leg. I see here an article that I think some persons may be pretty interested in. It says a high court judge has permanently stayed the murder and related charges against St. Madeleine man charged with the murder of a 1-year-old baby in 2021, after ruling that the prosecution's withdrawal of a publicly accepted plea agreement amounted to an abuse of process. The decision means Neville Jr. Simon, also known as Alan Nutt, is discharged on 2 indictments arising from a violent incident on September 19, 2021. In a detailed ruling, Justice Nalini Singh found that the state acted unfairly and unlawfully when it reversed its acceptance of a plea to unlawful act manslaughter after announcing that acceptance in open court and taking steps towards sentencing. So you see here, this may be in some instances, it may be some, I guess, unsettling news for those of the family of the child, but a lot more to be given on the ruling of the case. But we do see here that it is stayed really right now because of the fact that there was an abuse of the process. And you know, I need to make this plea to our members of the protective service. I need to make this plea to those that are in our official governments and the lawyers and those who help with the processing of cases. We need to ensure that there is a fair trial for everybody. But on the way of doing our journey, we need to make sure that the process is right. And I understand some things you may assume may take longer. Some things you may assume may just take too much time. But then when it's not done right, and then there are persons who are really trusting for real justice, you know, it can't move forward because there was abuse of power. Now, everybody has to have their day in court. You know, it's guilty, innocent until proven guilty. And as such, we have no comments. We have to make sure that we can see and wait to hear what is the ruling on this matter. But what we do know is that a lot of incidents of abuse of power is going to cause and cripple the efforts that are being made by so many judges and the lawyers and officials and the judicial system to ensure that we can actually have proper due process. So I want to ensure all of our police officers as well, you're making an arrest, make sure it's a lawful one, ensure that you're not crossing over steps, make sure you're not trying to be too aggressive. And we get this in this state, and I've seen this in our country where we have some officers who they tend to just get, as the uniform comes on. I remember a cartoon back in the day. The cartoon used to be Mr. Wheeler and Mr. Walker. When Mr. Walker is Mr. Walker, he's the nicest man on the face of the earth. You can see Mr. Walker now, and you wave him, Mr. Walker will wave you back. He has the brightest smile on his face. He's pleasant to everybody. Because you walk in and he on his 2 feet. From the time he steps into a vehicle and gets his hand behind the wheel, he turns into Mr. Wheeler, an aggressive beast, a man that wants to be able to hit everybody in the road. He's upset. You can't drive too slow in front of him. He becomes just an aggressive person. And some of you guys out there, some of you drivers, you guys are Mr. Wheeler. I know some ladies. I know some Mrs. Wheelers out there too. But officers of the law in any sector, please, when you put on your uniform, it's not a time to transform into somebody else. Let us ensure that we carry the work with dignity and pride and do it the right way, so that when we go to court, when we do go to try cases, we can at least be sure that all of the process, the due process, is done. We did see over the yesterday that there was the dead ocelot that was found, and I know that for many that is pretty sad news. You know that we protected species here in our country, but also kind of violent as well. But our encouragement to the public is if you do happen to be in, let's say, the forest, or you're hunting, or you're around and you're going to trails and you are taking hikes, and you do encounter one of these animals, ocelot, please alert the authorities. Let someone who is professional come and try to help it. As we know, this was a bit unfortunate and sad. Guys, we're gonna get ready to go to the break. But when we come back, lots to talk about. We still have this conversation of the police being afraid of mosquitoes. Well, we'll talk about that when we come back. We are trying our best. We're going to see if we can connect with our friend and artist, KMC, when we return right here on The First Look. So I'll see you guys soon. We're going to take a short break.
Hi, I'm Zalisa Budu Singh Rupani, and I'm inviting you to join me for Conversations with Zalisa right here on Real TV. It's not just another talk show, it's a space for real stories, real insight, and real impact. We cover it all: health, law, parenting, relationships, drug and substance abuse, mental health, social issues, and so much more, with expert guests who help bring clarity to life's most important questions. So, whether you're looking to be informed, empowered, or simply inspired, this show is for you. Weekdays at 10 a.m. with repeats on Real TV.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
This holiday, taste the season with Zoe and Nevi's Punch de Creme. Try our signature flavors: Holiday Gold, rich, creamy, and made for that classic Christmas taste. Festive Roast, smooth, bold coffee blended with that Caribbean holiday sweetness. Midnight Cocoa, chocolate lovers, this one's for you. Indulgent and silky. And Twilight Mocha, the perfect mix of cocoa and coffee in every sip. Whether you're hosting, liming, or gifting, we've got you covered. Order now for delivery, pickup at select locations. Message us on Instagram at Zoe Nevi Products or WhatsApp us to place your order today. Zoe and Nevi Products, bring home the spirit of the holidays.
Welcome back to The First Look. I'm your host, Brandon Best, right here on Real TV. Well, we're going to be chatting with someone that is not, I would say, he's no stranger to the musical space. He is a legend in his own right. He is a veteran in the space, known for his many work in the musical industry, especially in the soca industry, with his album Soul on Fire in 2005. Reported he got 200 Billboard entries. Remixes and collaborations are widely referenced, including versions featuring Beenie Man, Fat Man Scoop, and various confirmations exist. We're going to be chatting with the man, KMC. All right. I just want to make sure. All right, so KMC, good morning to you, my friend. How you doing?
Good morning, good morning. I'm good, man. I'm good.
Nice. It's a pleasure to have you on with us this morning. to chat. We want to say firstly, thank you so much for your contributions over the time, noting all of your accomplishments and so much more that we really want to hear from you this morning. Know that you are known for soca, bashment style soca. We know your album as well. I know you were signed with Sequence Records. A lot of things happened over your musical journey. But for those that may be viewing us internationally around the world, let us know who is Ken Marlon Childs, or AKA KMC. Tell us a little bit about yourself and the musical journey that you've been on over the years.
Well, Ken Marlon Childs is a boy grew up in a little humble town called Rio Claro. Just like music, and I'm the first artist from Rio Claro to really bust out on the music scene. And, just bringing music for the people. And over the years, I just perfect my craft and always being able to manage to attract record labels, to my music. And, my song Soul on Fire, as you mentioned there, which was signed under Ultra Records, Ultra Sequence, that sell 285,000 copies of records. I think that the most records that soca artists ever sold from Trinidad. Right? Then we have enough hits. Then we signed our next record deal with Universal Records in 2011. And now I just did something again with our American label, which is under Empire Records. And we now top the iTunes sales chart in the USA at #1.
Yeah,
we do it twice.
Yeah, I'm happy that
in 2 months.
Yeah, I'm happy that you brought that up, because we're definitely going to chat about that as well. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, we did it twice in 2 months. And boy, it's a lot of things, but thank God for life.
Thank God for life. KMC, listen, we want to ask you, you've been doing this for a number of years. And based on your observation, I want to find out from you, why do you think that some artists make hits locally but can't convert it into longevity, especially into the international space? You seem to have had good favor, not only locally, but with labels, as you said, outside. What do you think has been the challenge, at least the disparity between major songs here, but not getting the connection through labels to do better with internationally?
All right, well, I'm going to tell you something. I now top the chart, right?
Yeah.
The iTunes chart in the US. No, my music has been not getting a lot of support for the past 15 years. Since I signed with Universal Records, I don't know what went wrong.
Right.
But a lot of controversy been around my thing. So, but what I'm saying, right? Soca music is very difficult for a label to work with because of the ignorance of the industry.
Okay.
I can tell you that for sure, because I was in the system, in the real world of music, and I hear certain talk and certain big guys speaking. Right? The whole industry does things differently to the industry of the world. Right? We are speaking to carnival, we're not speaking to the world. You understand? So we music is about carnival. And the style of how we put it across the music cannot really reach to the whole world.
So very strong statements that you're making, and I mean
very strong.
A lot of your colleagues may disagree depending on how this swings. But you said there that it's because of the ignorance, or is it?
Yeah. All right. For example, let me show you something. We just topped the chart, and we had some big people in Trinidad here. And when them see the ignorance of the business, they say don't introduce them to nobody.
Right. So
we're talking about less than a month time, right? What happened with the soca people? I took the chart with a soca, and they saying it's not soca. Like, I want to know how them know what is soca. Who is them? Where them come from? Because I know, well, soca is from Trinidad. I am a soca artist. I took the chart with a soca, and now they never have to highlight it because they say it's not really soca and all kind of thing. the industry need to grow up in Trinidad. Right now, they are kindergarten stage still. They need to grow up and stop being so within their feelings, and we need to come together to create something that could shine outside.
Well,
everybody have a little things that they know.
Well, Mr. Kempsey,
everybody have a little things that they know. If they could bring it together.
I want to ask you, because some may say that they're very united. Some may say that here's what we don't experience the same feeling of mafia, or we don't experience the same feeling of a lack of togetherness. Some may say, well, no, we work well. We're doing our best to strive in the industry. Are you speaking solely from a personal point of view, or is this a real observation from the industry? Is this the cry of many artists?
That happened in a long time, man. That happened in a long time. We're talking about together. I'm not talking about cliquing up in this clique and that clique and that cliquing. I talk about unity is strength and strength is power. Do it for the music. I ain't talking about who working with who and there. I'm talking about the whole thing need to unify. We coming from a place where it's very small, with 1.4 million people, and we up against the world music, who doing music whole year, but our thing is seasonal. So people in the real world of music trying so hard when it's running whole year and not getting through. So who is we when we trying just seasonal from a place coming from 1.4 million people with a music that the world don't know? Because when I went so much places, right, and people never even hear the word soca. You understand? So it's strategy we have to use. And in order to get it right, we have to work together. We don't have to be friends, you know. But we have to work in a kind of way where the light could shine. Because let me show you something. These labels are out here do not like to work in messy places.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, KMC. I mean, we have seen even international artists with some very arrogant and bad attitudes, but they still seem to have had the opportunity to sign with record labels. If you're saying that one of the reasons why the soca industry isn't getting the opportunity to sign with labels is because of their arrogance and their attitude, then how is it that some of the international artists who tend to have really bad attitudes, how are they getting through? Is it really based on...
Yeah, because that's their music. That's their music. That's not we music. We music is our music we're trying to introduce to the world. You understand? If we don't have the population, if we had population, you know how big soca would that be? But we don't have population for soca. So if we have to penetrate, we have to have a certain strategy. Now, what I talk in real men wouldn't really agree. But just continue doing what they do and see if all will ever reach anywhere. Simple. It's simple enough.
So you don't believe that with the current format of soca that it has the ability to thrive?
Nah, no. Soca not going nowhere without unity among the stars. I say it, and I've seen it again. Soca music is not going to go anywhere without the unity amongst the stars.
I hear that.
People don't talk, right? People don't talk. But you see, when I talk, it has hit nerves. You know why? I just speak the truth. Soca is not going to go anywhere without unity.
When you say
they could sing now from now forever, it is not going to go nowhere without that unity.
When you speak about unity, now we've seen some industries develop from the ground up. And I want to make mention of a couple in particular. Okay, so we've had the Afrobeat era that actually literally became worldwide developed. And then also you would have seen the hip-hop genre develop. But the hip-hop genre not really developing as a very united musical journey because there are many fragments, even fragments that came out into the musical world. What is the type of unity that you believe? Because we have seen instances where even genres that kind of came out from the ranks without unity being the prevalent thing still made it. What is the unity that you think is necessary? How does that look like?
Let me tell you something. I will say it again. Which part hip-hop came from? America, right? right? They have population. When they put out a man could have sell 50,000 copies from a car trunk. No matter how ignorant he is. Once he bad, they bind that. We don't have population. We don't have a proper industry. If you see, I want to tell you, if we have unity amongst one another, you know what we will create? We will create an all-year industry where we working all year, where songs coming out all year as soca songs from the mecca of soca. You can't tell me you trying to do so and reach the international market who works right round the clock every day, right? But you coming out seasonal and trying to reach them, it would not work. We have to have talks and we have to strategize. The music, we music playing within from say October to the end of February, right? And after that, men ain't bringing out nothing. Men just only going and sing the songs that they have from Carnival, sing it in Miami, sing it here, sing it there, sing it there, where we are accustomed singing with soca. Well, while the rest of the music of the world still goes on, still releasing music every day with population. When Afrobeats release a song, even before it reach America, it could sell 5 million copies. We can't sell 5 million copies without a label here. Because we don't have population for that. The music population of Trinidad may be less than 250,000.
It's interesting that you say that, and I really want you to educate us a little bit, because there would be some that assume that the model of soca is one of, Trinidad being the birthing place of the music's launch, and then the rest of the year, the artists are what they're doing is they're on tour. So they're more or less they're shopping the music around up the islands, and as you said, Miami, soca music already doing.
But them ain't shopping nothing, boy. Them ain't nobody ain't shopping nothing. What them doing is eating our food. You understand? The song come out from Carnival, it's big, it could be big in other little places we like soca, right? And men go tour and eat our food. Right? Come back home, no tour, that's not real touring.
But let me ask you a question.
That is doing gigs.
See, you've had the opportunity, based on your experience, to have labels sign your music, and you've probably done that, and you've done that with your hit songs. How has the experience been for you, and what can an artist do? Because I would assume that you would have done this without a large community at that point in time. Do you believe that another artist could achieve this, to be able to get a song signed under a label, even if the unity is not yet there, but you were able to achieve that? Do you think that a model could be put in place for something like that to happen?
All right, listen, remember when I get my first record deal, it didn't have no social media, right? And it still had records on CD, so it had sales. People used to actually go in a store and buy a record or buy a CD, right? They're buying a song that they like. Now, the thing have changed from that into numbers. So now it's about streaming, right? Now the sales become less and the streaming become more. Most of the artists, them, streams not real, number one. Most of the streams that they're streaming, most of the streams when you see 1.something million, half of that is bots. You understand what I'm telling you? It's not real. So when a label now have the technology, if they're seeing something that's looking nice, they're hearing it all about, but it's looking good too. They have the technology now to go into the analytics of the song to see what the song really doing. And sometimes they do so and they see 300 and something thousand real views. But what the public seeing is 4 million.
Do you really?
So we fooling ourselves.
Do you really believe that there isn't that large of a population? I mean, we're talking from Trinidad all up the region here, and people are literally listening to soca music across the region. Do you really believe that as a soca artist drops music, they have to get paid bots to increase views? I would assume that at this point...
To tell you the truth, right? you see, we living in the days of social media, so people can actually see what's going on. But I believe soca music was even more popular than now. When they didn't have social media, we used to be doing all 20,000, 25,000 shows in New York City. Now all the crowd drop. It still have thousands, but it drop. And it keep dropping. The only place to me it really raise and look good is in Jamaica. Because Jamaica Carnival have grown. But soca have been around for a while now, and we mash up all over the world. We love soca, and there's plenty people used to come out to see soca. Now it have social media to see it, right? Which should have increased, but it is increasing, it's decreasing. And to tell you the truth, the youths nowadays right in Trinidad here, they're not really on soca. Why do you think Trinidad music that gets so big? The youths not on soca. When the youths them trying to come into the soca game, it's one set of politics, they're blocking them. It has some men and them running the soca thing. Like them alone want, and if you're not together with them, nothing can happen for you and all kind of stupidness. It's so much politics in this little music. Where you think this going? This cannot go nowhere because they don't have no unity.
Do you believe, KMC, and really appreciate all that you're sharing thus far, but we want to know from you. I mean, you're a pioneer in this space, at least considered one that has been here before. A lot of the younger artists have been here, having the ability to do things that others haven't. You said that back in the day, you've seen an increase in the stage performances and the live performance audience, and then a reduction in some places. But do you believe the reason why was because we had pioneers willing to do the work? I feel as though it can come across as though those who are in the position that have gone before to open a door, instead of actually opening the door, has made more issues. Do you believe that you, as a pioneer, could probably even take the responsibility for the breakdown in this, having had experience and have a door open in front of you to pull those other artists up?
Well, boss, to tell you the truth, right? I probably will be the only big artist in Trinidad that boss the most artists out in Trinidad. I don't know if you know, but I'm responsible for a lot of artists' music. Because I also produce. I went in the studio even before now, where everything is free. I used to spend more money in the studio to produce artists. Right? And I produce a lot of them. I produce from the biggest to the smallest. And I never asked them for a cent. I did it with my own money. I always want something good. And when I open that door, right, if I had get that support, how I was supposed to get it, and open, get the 2 foot inside, I would have pulled more artists with me because that was the plan. You understand? But when you're working around an industry, who just, I don't know, may not call it bad mind, but I don't even think it's that. I don't know what it is really. But I just think we love music, but I don't know what it is, boy. Like something wrong with it, boy. I don't know how to say.
What is the support and what is the support that you believe that you need to have and that artists need to have?
But I don't tell you already. Unity is strength and strength is power. Never hear that word? Hear it again. Unity is strength.
Unity is a very
right. No, listen.
Vague statement.
Unity is strength, and strength is power. If you don't have unity, how are you getting strength? And if you don't have strength, how are you getting power? You might have a little small power in your little ants nest, but you can't get a real big power because you have no unity. If all the ants them going crazy and they don't work together, how are you going to get power to come up against Bachak?
And I hear you, and I totally appreciate what you're saying, and we appreciate the phrase, but I think what the artists would need to know, and you're coming from a point where you have insight, you would have mentioned things like, mafias and these men, and so what is you have to be more clear. What is the unity? Because if we just say be united on what? What are we being united on, and how do we get it to be able to give us the results? Because guess what? I'm a Trinidadian, and we love our culture. We don't ever want to have a story where, we can't succeed, that we can't win Grammys, and that we can't be on international platforms. And if you have the information, we want it. So I think it's important to say...
Listen.
Tell us.
The whole industry fighting against KMC. right? The whole industry. Why will I give them out? Why will I give them knowledge? That's what I'm telling you. If they was unified, they would have done that already because I have so much that I alone could give. But if something warring against you, will you give them? If a man warring against you, will you give him a knife or a gun? He'll kill you. So you can't give them information and leave them fellas alone and let them do their thing. Unity, that's why I say unity has strength, and strength is power. If a man fighting against you, I'm fighting against you. All you're trying to do is work with he. But he just trying to fight against you. But if you had to leave them fellas alone, you can't. I like a man outside the draft board watching the game and seeing all the move to make and they move right in their face and they cannot make it. I could say, all right, hey, make that move. But man, I say, well, who is he to talk about that? No, I just have to stay quiet in my hole. I can't do nothing right now. So when the whole industry fighting moving like they're fighting against you, what can you do? You have to cool yourself.
But at
so
what point,
I pull my tail between my legs and I just sit and watch it.
At what point does that change, KMC? Because if you're saying that you have the information, you have the knowledge, and you don't share it because of the assertion or the assumption that the whole industry, and I'm certain that that's very a broad statement, because there may be some artists in this country who look up to you and they cherish what you have done, and they want to be able to say, hey, I wish I could be able to connect with KMC, my brother, and he can give us this information that he has on this journey. But if every artist...
Yeah, well, what I does, what you're saying, you're very correct with that. And I does, it have artists, me and they will sit down and we will talk and I will show them certain things. And they will say, yo, is all that going on? And I'll even show them things on the internet. Some just come and check me. I will sit down and I will say, watch this. And I will show them and men will say, yo. And when first time men seeing certain things. And yo, but it's so easy. And still, when they leave, they still can't do it. Because you're going on. Because you're going on. They leave and they're still going on to take talk from the people them who know nothing against you. So you just have to leave them alone.
I know you mentioned that, and congratulations, as you stated, on the iTunes, topping the charts on iTunes for the second time. I know that there was some form of backlash happening out there. Tell us a little bit about,
I didn't even know nothing about that. When the label called me, right, our American label called me, right, and I decided, all right, they like my songs and things, right. But one time, automatical is soca because KMC is a soca artist, right. No, what happened with me, I just changed, remember I changed the sound of my music all the time, but it's soca, right. So when we do so and we top the iTunes chart in less than 7 hours, the label itself told me that this was never done by a soca song before. I didn't know all this information until when I was hearing it from the labels them outside. After that, I went and do my research and realized it's true. Right? Okay. No soca has ever topped the iTunes sales chart, world sales chart in the USA. They top it in other places. And that doesn't mean to say they don't be on the chart, but they never top the chart. So this song now by KMC topped the chart. We have been putting up every single detail of what happening from since it happened. In November now, this happened in September. In November now, we get the plaque now. When we get the plaque, to unveil it now, because to get the word soca on the plaque was our next thing. iTunes them did not want to do it, right? Until the label tell them, well, if all they don't do it, we're not interested. 3 days after the label, the iTunes call back and they tell me, okay, they will do it. And they put the word soca on the plaque. So it's the first plaque ever have the word soca. We are going to fight for that and all. And not me who was fighting so much for it, it's the label. We can't tell all I tell the label is, we need to have soca because in order for soca to get its own genre, they have to be seeing that word more and more in the face. Because the label itself told me that. So how come you give me a plaque and it don't have soca? Wait. So when we do so now and we get the plaque now and we bring it in Trinidad, they say it's fake. So after we go through all of that to get this, they still say it's fake. They say the number one where he's saying is fake. So who I really doing this for? So when this really happened, And while they're quarreling, it happened again with another song that no DJ in Trinidad even get. Everybody get quiet, and they still say, they start to say, it's not soca now. So who are you doing this for? Boy, what's that? Is that level of ignorance I never even seen in my life. I just want to know why I born in this place, why I didn't born somewhere with this musical talent that I have.
Listen.
The people love the music. Trinidad people love soca. They love the music, right? But you see the industry is a fool.
KMC, I want you to hold
and I
those
say it
thoughts.
without apology.
I want you to hold those thoughts. Stay on the line because we really love having this conversation with you. Stay with us. We're just going to go to our break and come back. When we do, we're going to continue this conversation. We have a lot more questions to ask, especially as we transition into this the era of technology as well. But we want to keep you for a little bit longer. So we're going to go to the break, guys. You are on the first look right here on Real TV. I'm your host, Brandon Best. We're having a conversation with the man, KMC. We're going to be chatting with him as soon as we come back. Guys, stick and stay. We're going to be right back.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance. Is thermally and acoustically insulated. Provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
Are you reliable, self-motivated, a good communicator, and experienced in sales? Then Good Price Wholesalers is the right opportunity for you. We are looking for individuals to join our sales team in Central and South. Applicants must have their own vehicle, sales experience, good communication skills, and a strong work ethic. If you're ready to be part of a committed and professional team, we want to hear from you. Visit us at number 5 La Pastora Road, Santa Cruz, or call 338-9884 for serious inquiries.
Hi, I'm Joanne Ogaru, and welcome to Smart Talk. SMART is the acronym for the Single Mothers Association of Trinidad and Tobago.
And I am Melissa Brown. Smart Talk exists to give single mothers and families real conversation, real data, real advocacy.
And I am Shermaine Wickham Howe, President and founder of the Single Mothers Association, highlighting all issues affecting single mothers, facts, situation, solution, empowerment. So tune in at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. every Wednesday on Real TV with Smart Talk.
When security matters most,
At 33 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock, right here in Trinidad and Tobago, I want to say again good morning to all of our friends and family around the world, regionally, internationally. You guys are on the first look right here on Real TV. I'm your host, Brandon Best, and we're having a very, very interesting conversation with the man, Ken Marlon Charles, KMC. Welcome back, KMC. Thanks so much for holding and staying with us as we discuss some of these issues concerning the music industry, and you know, you've had some very strong statements stating why you believe the industry has not grown, especially because of the lack of unity. Specifically, you stated about the information that you have that you are unwilling to share. I wanted to ask you, do you believe that withholding this information from persons within the industry, do you believe it's going to help, or do you believe it's going to harm? Do you feel as though you take any responsibility as a senior artist yourself for the growth and the strengthening of the industry as
Let me
it
tell you something. Wisdom is better than silver and gold. Right? Wisdom is better than silver and gold. And let me tell you something. We know God, and we know God have the ability to raise up a man from the dead, right? If a man could have raised up a man from the dead, it have a reason why God keep that information from men. Look how wicked man is. Imagine a man had that power to raise the dead. Yeah, the kind of man he would have been raising, men who need to be sleeping. Let me tell you something, right? You can't, when you watch this situation with your wisdom, you cannot be stupid and give knowledge in wrong people's hands. And it's not a matter about withholding, it's about being smart. Because as I tell you, if something fighting against you, you cannot give them strength.
You've made that statement quite a number of times about those fighting against you. Probably help you get, so that the public understands the statements a little bit better, so that it doesn't.
I don't put water in my mouth to talk, right?
Yeah,
I don't put water in my mouth to talk, and there's a reason for that. The amount of things I go through, and I get to realize the industry, which is not really an industry. You don't really have an industry. What we have is a little hustle, right? And in the hustle, it has too much of the wrong people running this thing. All right, for a matter of fact, the style of soca that is everybody is following, that cannot really do nothing for soca, number one. But this ping, 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 that cannot do nothing for soca. Every year the same vibe, every year the same rhythm, and the vocabulary of the artists them is too small. I said this already, you know. And since I say they burn me out, but from that time they burning me out from since 2011 to now, did anybody do it? And they're still checking themselves and saying, hey, maybe this man was right, what are you talking about? You know? What this man is, let me call this man and have a conversation. It have one or two of them who do it and understand. And you know what they even them say? They say, boy, that will never happen because the way how the thinking of this industry is so small. It has so much meant in the feelings for stupidity, but they cannot see straight. So how you want to take something somewhere to the world with that kind of mentality? No, it cannot work. You understand?
Yeah.
The whole thing has to change. The whole vibes and the whole thing has to change. You know what I just give information? You see them little youth and them who come in and check me? And studio, I just give them as much information and things because that's some youth, they're really talented. And they're telling themselves, so why we have to go this direction? I said, no, you don't have to go that direction. Go with your vibes and create what you have to create within your whole musical vibes and bring something new to the world.
So let me ask you, KMC, if a young artist now comes to you, they say, here's what, I'm doing music, I want to do soca music, I love my culture, I want to do soca music, but you're saying more or less that, hey, this industry is that. What then is that? What should the youth look forward to?
Right.
Because you're going to push them.
Most of the youth who come to me, not if. Plenty youth do come to me all the time. I even try to produce them and put them out there. Right? It have some youth, they're really talented. They have real good styles. It sounds different. It sounds like a breath of fresh air. Man, and them I see youths Lego tune. And they didn't even get one piece of support, not one airplane, nothing. And it's like they're trying to shut them out to save themselves. What kind of industry is that? The men, most of the men and them who on top, they're not really that good. They're not really that talented to carry this thing. No way. It's a youth men who better than them by far. You need real strong artists to carry this sport, you know. This is not for the weak, you know. And some of them on top, they're weak.
Let me ask you.
The song ain't good. They're just going through because they name who they name when they had a strong song.
Let me ask you.
But music now really reaching that level.
Let me ask you this question, KMC, because you made a statement there, and I want to be able to still give some room for those within the media industry, especially in broadcasting for music, to be able to at least have a say when it comes to this, because I want to ask the question. An artist may drop their music, as you say, very talented, but like you came from Rio Claro, I'm pretty certain you probably would have had some form of a base or home base or family support. Or do you believe that the artists, when they drop their music, do you believe that they are aggressive enough to pushing it in terms of developing their own groundwork, getting their supporters, pulling their people in, doing the work that is required so that those that have to pay attention, pay attention. Also, with all the 30-something radio stations within this country, do you believe that, is it that we're not knocking on enough doors? Because while one radio station may not play the music, I'm certain there are many others. Are you saying that every radio station, every platform, every media house is in cahoots to simply stop the young artists from progressing? Do they have a list? Is there a black book? We need to know. The public actually wants to know because we love our music, we love our artists, and we want to know if there's something really going on. Help us to understand.
As I tell you, we don't really have an industry. And most of them people who think that they're running things and things, them really don't know what they're doing. Right? So, and if they know what they're doing, this music would be running whole year instead of just being seasonal. It's very stupid that we have our own music, but it's seasonal. You see, if they open up the market all year, it will have more room to breathe. A youth could bust in May, June, July, August, any time of the year, just like dancehall. It has no particular time when a dancehall artist could bust. He could bust any time. Right? So, listen this. If a youth in dancehall trying to bust, right, he could bust this month, next month, the other month, next month, going down the road. If a youth try to bust in soca, and he ain't bust for this carnival, he have to wait till next carnival. So when a dancehall man try 11 times, that 11 months. When a soca man try, that 11 years.
Do you?
So you see any difference?
Yeah, I do.
We don't have an industry wide enough. We don't even care about our own music enough to really respect it and want it whole year round to hear new soca songs every month.
But do
we
you
want
think,
it for carnival. Then where we go in?
Do you think that the blame, the weight of this conversation should be placed on, let's say, media houses or artists alone? Or do you feel as the weight of the conversation should be also be placed on promoters? Because the truth is this, I would assume that if an artist has to release music, especially in the genre of soca, throughout the year, then there should be opportunities for them to not only hear their music, but places to go to perform it. If they aren't...
Listen this.
Yeah?
Were you talking, right? You're making a point, but hear this, right? When dancehall music used to be in the dancehall alone, it never used to play on the radio. And you know what changed it? A revolution. DJs and radio announcers started to get trunk ride. They started to get trunk ride and go up all on Bobo Hill and have them up there for a few days, giving them nothing to eat and all kind of thing. And a revolution, the government of Jamaica decided to ban all the rest of music at the world for 4 years. So the 4 years was only Jamaican music playing in Jamaica. So by the time they invite back the rest of the world of music, Jamaica was already in love with their own. And that is how it works. So like nothing does go down without a fight for it now. No, right? So we might be sitting down here and talking about certain media houses and this and that and promoters. Yo, let me tell you something. If the music is being played right through the year, the promoter will get to realize he could show parties with artists right through the year. You understand?
But I feel as though but what if there are some promoters right now that are trying? What about the people that are actually doing their best to help ensure that the artists are developing? What about the government programs? What about those persons? Because I feel as though, KMC, that it would be an unfair statement to generalize everybody without stating the facts about it. Because I believe that it wouldn't just be you alone that really wants to see this industry thrive. So I think that it may be unfair to just state that, you know, it's everybody that doesn't want to support these artists. I'm certain there are people have been trying to ensure that all the year around there is something happening for artists throughout the country. And I think that even go ahead.
Number one, I never say everybody. I'm talking about plenty of the men and them who running on the top day. Right? Not everybody, it have a few people who really want this thing to happen. And let me tell you something, a promoter is a man, you can't blame the promoter because he's a man looking to spend his money on a product that he see that the people them want right now, so he can make some money in his pocket. So if there's nothing going on and he's spending the money on it, he's going to lose money. Understand? So the promoter looking for the next hot thing. So where's the hot thing that's playing in Trinidad here? All right, Popcorn, Alkaline. All right, let me bring them fellas and them because that is what's going on here. That is what the people listening to. That is what you're hearing. That is how a promoter works. He wouldn't go and take a man that then say nothing to try to do something in a party. Right? A promoter is about promoting the thing when it's hot. That is what promoters like. And people now want to go in party when things hot. Not when it's cold long. So when everything get cold after the carnival, nobody want to see the artists that we see for 2 months straight in carnival. And now the music not even playing thing and it has new music come out on the radio. And this is what we're listening to. We want to see the main them happening now. Why they can't do that same thing for soca music? We're playing all year. New soca is coming out. That is what will create the difference.
Yeah, I really want to say
understand?
Yeah, I totally hear you. And I want to say that I am certain that in many instances, there are some stations that may be putting the music on rotation. But you know what I want to also state? I think that there is also a lack of this conversation when it comes to regional appreciation for soca music.
We talking about what you talk about? We talk about station putting music on rotation, and people complaining about there's only 10 songs that's be playing for the season. Every DJ playing about 10 songs. Right? They're playing. They might play about 30 on the radio, and when they come in a party, they're playing 10. So what are you talking about? And that's for carnival. So far more for the whole year.
So when,
boss, this whole soca thing in a mess right now. I can tell you it's in a mess.
So
I don't really like to talk, because when I talk, I just get in trouble. But I just talk the truth. It's in a mess, and men can have what ideas and talk what. It's in a mess.
So I just want to track back a little bit when it comes to the move of soca music up the island, and we're going to just chat quickly as well on the AI situation. I want to just find out about it and your thoughts on it as well. But with the move of music throughout the islands, I believe that Trinidad and Tobago is not the only place that enjoys and has appreciated soca music. We have seen that other Caribbean islands as well have even started their own soca monarchs, and we've seen the birthing of a lot of artists throughout the island. I think just
were you talking about they now started the soca monarch? The modern soca monarch going on a long time.
Not now, meaning that they have started it. Not now, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah, and it's going very well too. Yes, Trinidad own going through, and all them islands own popping.
I mean,
them love that music more than anything.
It's hard to say.
What do you mean it's hard?
It's hard to say that
Trinidad soca monarch going through. Why it's hard to say that? But that's easy to see. Soca monarch used to be 25,000-30,000 people. You seen that in Trinidad happening again?
Well, we do have our reports on the new version that's coming out, that the artists themselves have stated with the Ultimate Soca Champs that they did enjoy last year. So, I mean, there are things that have been done to revamp the...
Let me ask you something, right? What you know say? Revamp. You hear the word they use? Revamp. Why it had to revamp when it was already there? That means if you have to revamp it, that means that it drop. The standard it drop, right?
Well, the word sometimes to revamp doesn't always mean, it sometimes just means it has to have a change for necessary reasons as well.
Boss, I'm not trying to be politically correct, right? But I'm telling you, soca monarch is a thing at the pass in Trinidad right now. That going through. Yeah, see, they have a new article come out with Rome and them now waiting on for the Minister of Culture something to find out if so they ain't sure if it will not happen right now. Soca, that is the position the music is in Trinidad right now. I sure Grenada Soca Monarch done everybody ready for it for 2026 already. It have no fuss, no fight. The government ready, plus the people, plus the artists. When they walk on the street, and the man on the word on the ground, is that Soca Monarch in Trinidad gone through. Revamp. Why they have us to bring a new name? Everybody else in the Caribbean, Soca Monarch going good, ramming out full. Watch how nice we need that music doing and going. We're going to watch Trinidad, the mecca of soca. Too much dotishness in this business, boy. Yeah, you see what's going on right now in Trinidad? Radio station, they ain't making no money. The whole business in a mess. And they're still playing politics. Men talking about AI now. What happened to AI? AI not going nowhere.
I'm happy that you actually brought it.
AI is here.
I'm actually happy that you brought it to to the forefront.
AI is here. AI is here. What are you going to do?
Before you continue, you know that you just to direct your mind. You know that we had recent conversations with NCW. We wanted to get KG on the line. We didn't get through, but you know that there is AI music that's happening now. You have been doing soca music yourself, and you're also here to bring passionate points about the, as you would state, I guess, the destruction of the soca industry and soca music. And then you have now the introduction of AI music, and you're saying that you welcome it. Do you believe that there's going to be an impact on this same soca industry that you believe is crumbling? And what do you think? What's the impact? So tell us a bit more about that.
I don't know what tomorrow may bring. I don't know what AI will do for soca. All I tell you is AI is here to use, and anybody could use it as they feel. Right? It's a tool. Right? So even the man on the street now who maybe can't even sing, but he could write a song, could use AI and create a good song. We say now watching where Dr. Dre sign an artist, an AI artist, for so much a million. We watching AI artists have 3.5 million views. We watching an AI artist top the Billboard chart and still curling about AI. But AI is here.
But
when
it
come like record and when it had records and cassette, people did curling when CD come. People did curling when CD come, but CD come take over the whole thing, and then after CD was flash drive and Serato. No, you don't even see a CD.
Well, I mean, and those that comparison, it's still real human. It's real human music, and that is being produced and sold and recorded. And you have AI music now. Now, you made a statement earlier, and I want to just remind you what you stated. As you stated that we have 1.4 million people in this country. Our population for soca is not that large. Would you then encourage someone? You've made statements right here that here's what. The industry is dead, there's not enough unity, and there's not enough population for streams. Would you then encourage a man who isn't an artist, but he's a writer, to actually dabble into AI music and just say, okay, but you've just said that there isn't the population for stream. What is the potential that they and all would be successful? Do you believe that it's going to find frustration?
Boy, I wouldn't surprise one day I get up. Well, I wouldn't even surprise one day I get up and I hear AI soca going international. Because it has some youth men out there who have some kind of ideas, and they can't even penetrate no way through the industry. So they might just do their thing home and put it up, and they never know. It might go international, and the whole soca industry go back and say, yo, thing, and he go anyway and gone.
So what?
You understand? And they're gone with the AI artists. Let me tell you, we live in an era of AI, right? I am not going to be fighting against AI. AI is here to use anyhow you feel. Once you're using it to kill people, and once you're using it to molest children, and these things, and you're using it in a good way, which is just music and things, I have no problem with that. Anybody could use their AI, they could use their voice, they could use our AI voice. This is just technology, and this is the time we're living in. Everything moves forward. Okay, I am not going to be one of the men and them who's going to sit down there and say, all right, AI, no, I am not that kind of person. I will use AI and all.
Someone may ask a question, an artist may ask a question. Okay, you said, one day you could wake up and an AI track tops the chart internationally. But then another person may ask a question about the brand representation. So you stated that what the industry needs is unity. Now, anybody could jump out and create an AI song and it may get international traction. The question is, how does the person who is the writer, not the singer, how do they represent the song? What happens when the song becomes so worldwide that they want this artist from Trinidad to perform it? Well, all we have to say is, well, it's an AI song, so we can't give you our culture. What is done then?
Let me tell you what. All right, let me ask you something. Right? It have an AI song that just topped the Billboard chart, right? And that song making millions of dollars for the record label. You know what I'm saying? Right. You see anybody complaining about when we get into CD artists? Everybody knows that AI artists.
But they also,
in the era we living in, we already know that it's an AI artist, so we wouldn't really see nobody singing the song. We will hear the song because we living in the era of AI, so we know, all right, automatically it's a song to listen and not a song for artists to perform. Or other people might perform it in karaoke and can't tell the thing.
But okay,
we live in an AI era.
let's be fair a little bit, KMC, because you know, as you stated, and you rightfully stated, that there's a label that was behind that. And many could even question the agendas of labels, stating that, you know,
Right.
well, they would say, well, this is a way for them to have cheap labor, because if they don't need to have human resources anymore to be able to make money, they say, well, we could just use AI and we can take the bread, the dollars.
Well,
off of
I
the-
don't see,
the
I don't
multi-farm.
see, I don't see labels trying to replace humans.
Well,
They just add something.
They make
add
money from
something.
streaming. They make money from streaming. That's
Well,
it.
right. But that's correct. That's correct. But you
So-
saying that whole is like they're trying to say like they want to make cheap labor. It's not that. It's just that they want to make more money. So if they could make money with real human and AI, they will do it.
So
it's not like and labels and all them labels have big
What-
artists.
what is going-
you see
what
that? You see that the thing in anybody contract because of AI? No, they just add AI to their roster.
Well,
Simple.
What is going to happen with the independent artist that doesn't have a label? What's going to happen to the man on the street?
The same thing that happening to them right now, all the time, even before AI. Yeah, them and all might have to use AI to get through.
Do you believe that? Well, now, let's say we have a bunch of AI artists that are now doing soca music. What would be the appeal and call then? Would we call for unity at that point in time?
I don't know. I don't know, and I don't think that will happen. I don't think that will happen, at least right now, because the way how soca structured, soca is carnival music. People want to go to carnival fest and see the artists. That's how soca structured. We enrich up there where AI can take over no soca, at least right now. So me and worried about that.
And I'm happy that you mentioned that, because what you brought into the picture here is the element of experience. Not to take away anything from those that utilize the technology of AI, but you brought in the element of experience. And I think one of the things that I was trying to bring to your attention as you were talking about the soca industry, and especially how the framework of it is now, is that they start in Trinidad and they go up the islands, but the truth is that the music is built, I believe, around its experience and the expression of the experience that people come for. Not only just to be able to hear in a season, but there are many carnivals happening throughout the islands, so there's a lot of work, but the experience is, I think, what the artists are trying to give as they go around the world. And I think the way in which we do it, maybe even spreading our borders would even help us to get on a larger scale. I think not, and I understand what you're saying in terms of feeling the pressure. But I believe that there's a lot of work that can be done, and there's a lot that's happening that we probably are not tapping
For matter NCW, right? NCW see a AI tool, and he is a man. He could write songs. I realize he could write because I listen to the song and he could really write a tune.
Yes, he can.
And he's not a singer. He's not an artist. He said so. Right? He didn't butt up nothing. He didn't think. He said, this is an AI track with my voice expression, with my expression for me, that I take any voice I choose, and I did this. Right? No, he never tell you he expected to get big or run the carnival or nothing. He just do what he feels to do for his page and like himself. And other people have a problem with that. But I don't have a problem with MCW do. Let MCW enjoy himself, enjoy the AI tool that he used, and whoever listening to MCW and like what MCW do, they will like the song because the song them is positive and good vibes. So nothing wrong with that. Nobody can expect to see MCW go up on a stage looking to sing to be no soca artist. You understand? And he don't expect that. That is not what he on. So I understand exactly what NCW do. Other people now quarreling, this thing. Like, what for what? What are they quarreling for?
One more question for you. As we head into the carnival season, and we're touching on this topic of AI, you know, what if, and I'm happy that you brought up NCW, and we did have an opportunity to speak with him. He shared pretty good points as well concerning his use of the technology. But one point, a question I'd want to ask, what if, peradventure, one of the AI songs actually does take traction on the radio station, and during the carnival season, while artists are there putting on their music, during the Monday and Tuesday, and you know people are trying to get through with road march, what if you have an AI song that is contending for the road march as well? How do you feel about that?
Well, that ain't going to happen. You see, I like to be realistic. That's not going to happen. So me don't worry about that. I not going and ball, oh, what if you take and force up myself when I know that's not going to happen? At least right now, it ain't reached there yet. And for a matter of fact, AI is being used in soca already, not even this year, since even about 2 years now, AI is being used in soca, but just men using their voice. But men building beat with AI. It have plenty producers that now play building AI beat. Beat building 5 minutes to mix and master. And it just throw your voice on it. Men putting an AI voice underneath their real voice. It have all kind of thing going on that you know. That is where it reached. So we know we will still use it in a kind of certain way, right? But when you're using it like in NCW, in that way, it ain't really ready for the Trini mental yet. Maybe 10 years from now, you never know, a man might be jumping to AI song for a road march. But they reach there. So right now, there's no problem. It no start. It no start. We know where it's going.
KMC,
we know what tomorrow may bring.
We want to say thank you so much for your contributions. We want to also tell you congratulations on all of your success thus far. We pray that you continue. We want to thank you for all of the contributions you've made to the soca space and the industry. We pray even as you move forward into 2026 and all the work that you plan, that it is very favorable on your side. Thanks so much for joining us this morning on the first look right here on Real TV. It was absolutely a pleasure chatting with you. Guys, we're going to take a short break. Thanks so much, KMC, for being with us. We really appreciate you.
All right, respect.
Blessings. Guys, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to get ready to tidy this together. This is the first look on Real TV with your host, Brandon Best. I'll see you guys soon.
Hi, I'm Zalisa Budu Singh Rupani, and I'm inviting you to join me for Conversations with Zalisa right here on Real TV. It's not just another talk show, it's a space for real stories, real insight, and real impact. We cover it all: health, law, parenting, relationships, drug and substance abuse, mental health, social issues, and so much more, with expert guests who help bring clarity to life's most important questions. So whether you're looking to be informed, empowered, or simply inspired, this show is for you. Weekdays at 10 a.m. with repeats on Real TV.
Transformational Life Coach. Join me on Elevate with Coach Steve as we transform your mindset, build mental and emotional resilience, and help you rise into your best self. Every Tuesday from 9 a.m. right here on Real TV. Let's elevate together.
Just about 3 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock right here in Trinidad and Tobago. I want to say good morning again to all of our friends up the region, locally, regionally, and internationally. Good morning to you. You guys should be in work right now. If not, and you're on your way, probably you have a 9 to 5, you're probably in traffic, or you might be late. I pray that you get there safely. Please take it easy on the road. I want to ensure that you guys go and come in peace and in safety. Don't forget, this is the first look right here on Real TV. My name is Brandon Best. I'm your host. Definitely a very interesting conversation this morning with the man KMC. some very passionate and strong statements as it pertains to the music industry and what he believes, can help make it better. There's a call for unity. And I think we should have more conversations with a lot more artists as well to figure out, as we move into the carnival season as well, to figure out how they feel about some of his statements and how they feel about the statement that the industry is, one, not united, two, that they are media mafia giants or soca giants or soca media mafia personnel that is putting a damper on the industry that is causing them not to thrive. We will see how we can touch on that as we progress into this season. We have an article here I will tell you guys about. It says, the police fear of mosquitoes. I did tell you guys to touch on this a little bit. It said, it is often said that God is a Trinity. But after listening to Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara, one has to wonder if the Almighty hasn't simply left the building in a fit or historical laughter. We have reached a new subterranean low in law enforcement logic, the dengue defense. To hear the head of our police service explain it, the reason the architects behind a 171 million drug empire are still sleeping comfortably in their beds tonight is a lack of intelligence or a lack of weaponry, but a fear of mosquitoes. Yes, you heard it correctly. The capture of persons responsible was abandoned because officers might get a bite. I think this is pretty interesting, and we see an article being published here on the Newsday concerning, people wanted to know, well, who are the persons that are supposed to be captured, and they're saying that here's what we couldn't go through because we could get bite by mosquitoes. Now, come on. If you have never come to Trinidad and Tobago, we do have mosquitoes. I wouldn't like to tell all you. The truth is, you can get a couple bites here. And, it is swell. And some of them, depending on in what area and what part and what time of the night, it could be rough. And nobody wants to get bitten by mosquitoes. It's rough. But I assume that at one point, once you're in the protective service and you're doing a duty and you're doing a job, things like this would never matter. We can't be afraid of mosquitoes when going out to do a drug bust. And it's comical now, but it's a very serious matter. And I think something and more conversation needs to be had on this. If it is that the police service right now is afraid of mosquitoes, but then what could we do? Do we have something that we can lace them with, to go out? I know there are different brands that we could probably put on to have them if they go out into those areas that may provide a lot of insects and bugs. Or is it that, we need to reconsider who we're choosing? Because if a police officer can't handle a mosquito bite, far less to be able to chase down a criminal. But who am I to say I'm not someone in the protective service? But I think it's something, a conversation what we need to have, definitely. So don't let the mosquito bite you. I guess if you're out there this Christmas, try your best, hold it together. I hope that you can keep yourself as safe as possible from all of the insects in your environment. I want to give you guys just a couple of tips I think is important. We are getting some reports from the TTPS, how to be able to stay vigilant in this season. Don't leave items or values in your vehicles on the seats, dashboards, under the seat, even glove compartments. Someone will see it and break the glass and take it. So you want to ensure that when you are out shopping, don't take your belongings. If you have to put it inside the glove compartment, put it under the seat. Make sure to hide your stuff. As we did say, we did speak with the journalist Ken Ali yesterday, veteran journalist Ken Ali, and in his conversation, one of the things that we did not get to touch on was some of these petty crimes and robberies. So I think this information is definitely useful. When you withdraw money from the bank, especially large sums, never leave it in the vehicle. Don't think that it's safe because you want to walk around and have to get some things to shop. Make sure to take it and put it somewhere. Actually, if you could, get out and go exactly where you need to one time. Don't leave it around. And in this time that we're living in, I would assume don't even carry it on you as well. All right? Beware of your surroundings always when you are arriving and departing from home. work, groceries, etc. Watch for vehicles following or circling the area. And the transition from your home into your vehicle or vice versa can be a very dangerous one. If you know, long time they used to tell you, if it is possible, and if you could do it, change your route every now and then. It's Christmas season and you know you like to go by certain places. You may be attending certain functions, certain family functions, and you're accustomed taking one route. It's good to mix it up. I know that there's some communities it's one way in, one way out. At least before you get to your that street that allows you to go one way, one in. You know, I think it's you want to be able to try to change up your route a little bit. Become not as scheduled when it comes to your going and your coming, so that you can be less easier to surveil. I think it's important. So just be aware, monitor these strange cars in your area, be your brother's keeper as well. It says to secure your vehicles properly, install a good GPS system, install alarm systems, steering locks, etc. Don't leave valuables around your homes. Whacker tools and any items that attract thieves. Refrain from wearing attractive jewelry in the public when possible, and try not exposing your attractive phone in public for long periods. Someone will grab it and run off. You know, I think this one is a kind of hard one for some people because there are some people who love fashion. You know, it's such a sad reality. Because some people really do, they just like fashion, they just like to look good. They bought their chain so that they would wear it, you know. And they're going down and they just want, they're feeling good and they're comfortable. But I think, you know, wisdom is the principal thing here. You may need to just, you know, for the sake of where you are at some points in time, if you're in the public and you know you're in an area that seems to be a little bit more suspicious, a little bit less safe, then it may be wise to take that jewelry and hide it. All right. Well, guys, we're going to take a short break and come back. When we do, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up, recap everything that we would have gone through today, and get ready for the weekend. It is a Friday, December 19th, right here in Trinidad and Tobago. A wonderful, wonderful day. With Christmas is right around the corner, just 6 days away. I told you all I want to do some sorrel testing. Hopefully, the directors, we're going to go and find some people to drink some sorrel with. I could come back sometime and tell you guys who had the best sorrel, man. We're excited about that. So, guys, we're going to take a short break. This is the first look right here on Real TV. I'm your host, Brandon Best. I'll see you guys when we come back.
Need to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 2926470 or WhatsApp us at 3847142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
Hi, I'm Zalisa Budusing Rupani, and I'm inviting you to join me for Conversations with Zalisa right here on Real TV. It's not just another talk show, it's a space for real stories, real insight, and real impact. We cover it all: health, law, parenting, relationships, drug and substance abuse, mental health, social issues, and so much more, with expert guests who help bring clarity to life's most important questions. So whether you're looking to be informed, empowered, or simply inspired, this show is for you. Weekdays at 10 a.m. with repeats on Real TV.
Hi, I'm Steve Stanker, Transformational Life Coach. Join me on Elevate with Coach Steve as we transform your mindset, build mental and emotional resilience, and help you rise into your best self. Every Tuesday from 9 a.m. right here on Real TV. Let's elevate together.
Just about 40 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock right here in Trinidad and Tobago. You guys are watching the first look on Real TV. I'm your host, Brandon Best. Guys, good morning again to you guys. I am happy and excited as we get ready to close up this week. It is a Friday, December 19th, and it has definitely been an amazing one with you. You know, I want to say to you all, thank you so much for allowing us on your screen, especially giving me the opportunity to be here on this morning show program, just to enter your homes every single morning. It has definitely been a pleasure, and I look forward to doing it as much as possible. And we are excited to continue this journey with you. It's Christmas season, guys. 6 more days, and I really hope that you have everything that you need. Who has to get their Christmas tree, who has to get their lights up, who still has to get their gifts. If you can, if you know that your budget, you don't have the budget fit, and you have 8 members in your family, please. And you know, you might have to write somebody a note and just say, here we're going on. This Christmas, I just want to say Merry Christmas on a gift card. That's the best I could do for you, because it may be hard to buy gifts for every single person. I know gift exchange is a huge thing, but guess what? You know, we're in a pinch. So do your best, make it the best that you can for this Christmas season, wherever you are in the Caribbean or in the world. Have a good one, because guess what? Every day is going to have some troubling seasons. Every day we're going to have news to report. Every day that you wake up, something is happening in our world. But guess what? You get the opportunity to at least be able to smile. Take this Christmas, take this opportunity, and really, really spend time with your family and put a smile on your face. You know, I just want to make mention of something. We have some good news up the region. The British Virgin Islands Prime Minister, Dr. Natalio Whitley, has announced several public servants will receive most of their long-standing increment payments in time for Christmas, with the remaining balances to be paid in early 2026. Speaking during a recent press conference on Thursday, Whitley said the payments are meant to bring relief to government workers who have waited years for increments owed to them. I'm happy to announce that many public servants will receive most of their outstanding increments payments this Christmas, with the remainder receiving theirs in the early 2026, he said. So British Virgin Island, pretty similar to Trinidad, some persons getting their back pay before Christmas. I think that's some good news for some of the government workers. So all of those in the British Virgin Islands, I hope you guys have a very, very wonderful Christmas. Well, there's some money coming on the way, man. That's good. Family time, you go and paint up some more stuff in the house, you know, change up the curtains, and also, you know, get some more gifts for the children. So I know some persons are very happy to get some back pay. So we're happy to talk about that. And we're going to have more conversation about that, because that has been something very, very trending in our country. We want to say congratulations to the man, chutney artist G.I. Angostura signs him as a new brand ambassador. My one only singer and recently appointed NCC Commission, Imran G.I. Bihari, is taking his fiery love song to heart as the 3-time Chutney Soca Monarch signed on as the official brand ambassador for the House of Angostura. In a media release on December 17th, the House of Angostura announced its pleasure with the signing of acclaimed TT artist G.I. as an official brand ambassador for the House of Angostura. So, really good things happening in the entertainment world as well. Congratulations, G.I. This is actually a good sign. This is a sign, and it's a trend in the right direction, that we see good, big corporate giants ensuring that they take on influencers and artists as brand ambassadors, giving them an income and also giving them the opportunity to represent their brands wherever they go. So, G.I., we wish you the best. Congratulations to you, House of Angostura. Thank you for making that powerful move as well. If you're celebrating a birthday, or if you celebrated a birthday this week, I want to say happy birthday to you. I pray that you have a wonderful one. I know there's some Christmas babies as well that are coming up. Those who are having their birthdays, we'll say in the coming weeks, we want to say our best greetings and wishes to you. If you had an anniversary, we want to say congratulations, and we pray that you guys have a long-standing one as you enter into the season. All of the families, all of the friends that are there and here, flying into Trinidad and Tobago, come to see friends, those that are going away, be safe for your Christmas season, because we want to ensure that whatever you do, that you're safe. Guys, today we had a really awesome show looking at the news, talking about some of the issues that we would have been presented with today. Don't forget, talk is not just cheap. there are consequences. So we saw the TikToker who has a $20,000 bond now, and she has to be on good behavior for the next 3 years. Be careful what you say over the Christmas season, especially with all the tensions that are rising. You never know, you may see a lot of things that are happening. So if you have to comment on them wisely. That's my advice to you. And we still see consumers tightening their belts. So please, we did our little research here in the article about some of the groceries and the price disparity. I really hope that we can have this sorted before Christmas so that people and families like Glenda would be able to get her groceries in time for Christmas. Guys, we had a really lengthy conversation with KMC talking about the music industry, and guess what? I think as we move into Carnival, it's going to be a phenomenal one. Well, guys, it has been fun. It has been tremendous. I have been really excited to be here with you all. I think that, you know, as we get ready to go into the Christmas season and come back for the new year, I want to wish you guys the best of the season. May this season be all that you've asked God for, and may you be able to be strengthened with your family and have time. I pray that you'd remember that the reason for the season isn't only just ham and grog, but we remember the one that the season is about as well. I pray that you guys have a good and a blessed time for every time of the Christmas season as we get ready for the new year. Write your resolutions down. Write your note, take your notes, and let's get ready to have an amazing 2026. And my name is Brandon Best. I'm your host for the first look. This was literally our first week, and I pray that you were blessed by it, and I pray that we did give you guys an encouraging, educated, and edifying show right here on Real TV. Guys, until next time, I'll see you. I like this director. He gave me some parents to close with. I like that. Yeah, man. So, hey, you know something? As a director gave the music for us to just jib a little bit too, I want to let you guys know that I hope in some communities like Marvel and Parliament that some person supposed to be parang in your house. So all the parangers, as you go around to get their little ham, and they say, Madam Jeffrey, oi! What? Wake up! It is Christmas morning. Goodbye. It is a pleasure. Merry Christmas. Season's greetings. I'll see you guys next time. God bless you.
Thank you.